back, students, in your physics online classes. This is Nazia Begum here. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss balanced forces, unbalanced forces, and laws of motion. But before that, let me once again explain you about the Aristotle and Galileo's view of about motion of an object, because I came to know that many students are having problem in this. So basically Aristotle believed that once you apply force to move any object, okay, so till the time you are applying force, that object will be in motion, okay, and if you don't apply force, the object will come at rest. That means once you kick the ball, it will move. Then till you kick the ball, or suppose one ball is rolling down on the floor, so till the time you are applying force, the ball will move. If you don't apply force, the ball will stop. But in practice, is it happening like that? No. If once you apply force on the ball, then after when you remove the force, then also the ball is moving for some time, na? So here the Aristotle's view is proved wrong. So Galileo explained it that when you apply force to the ball, it will come in motion. Okay? Any object, if you apply force on any object, it will come in motion and it will continue in motion till any opposing force is not applied there. So Aristotle believed that till we apply force, the body will in motion, otherwise it stops. But Galileo say that no, once we apply the force, the body will continue in motion until any external opposing force is not applied on that. Okay, so this was the difference in their views. Now what are balanced forces? So here in this diagram you can see party 1 and party 2. Two parties are there. Okay, and suppose they all are having equal amount of energy. So here in the party 1 3 candidates are there, in party 2 3 candidates are there, and suppose both the parties they are applying equal forces. Okay, they are pulling the rope towards themselves, so the direction of force is opposite. Okay, party 1 is pushing the rope this side, party 1 is pulling the rope this side, party 2 is pulling the rope this side. So that means right hand side and left hand side, the direction of force is opposite, and suppose both the parties are applying equal forces. So forces are equal and opposite. So both the forces will balance each other and there will be no change in the condition. Okay. So when a number of forces acting simultaneously on an object do not bring about any change in its state of rest or of uniform motion along a straight line, then these forces are said to be balanced forces. Okay. If you are applying force to someone, that person is also applying same amount of force to yourself, so there will be no change in their position. So that type of force is called balanced force. So basically here we are trying to understand one thing, that because of balanced force, there is no change in the state of motion of a body. Okay, so whenever you see that any force is applied but no work is happening there, that means which type of force is there? Balanced force. Then second type is unbalanced force. Okay, so when both the forces are equal, that time we are not having any change in the state of motion. But if any force is greater than the other one, that time the work will be done in the direction of the force which is greater. So if by applying force any work is done there any type of change in state of motion is there, that time we say that force is unbalanced. So unbalanced force only produce some kind of work. Now next topic is laws of motion. So there are three laws of motion given by Sir Isaac Newton. Okay. So first we will discuss the Newton's first law of motion. So here you can see the statement. An object continues to be in its state of rest or of uniform motion in a straight line until or unless some external force compels it to change its state. So, my dear students, we can say that this law is the advanced form of Galileo's assumption. Okay, what Galileo has said is the basis of this first law. So according to this law, if any object is in motion, so it will be in motion until any opposing force is not applied on that to stop the object. Okay, so here you can see the first point. An object continues to be at rest unless some external force compels it to change its state of rest. So for example, what is written here? A cup lying on a dining table is in a state of rest. It will remain so unless someone takes it to the kitchen. So here cup is an object and it will be at a state of rest. Okay, and when we pick it up, we are applying muscular force and then only the cup will move. Second, an object continues to be in uniform motion unless some external force compels it to change it. In fact, motion of the object is being opposed by air resistance, ground friction, etc. If it is possible to minimize these, then an object moving with uniform motion shall keep on moving of its own. So basically here we are trying to say that whenever any object is moving over the other surface, so between the two surfaces frictional force is there. Okay, if by some method or some idea we can remove the frictional force, like suppose we take one glass floor and we roll a ball on that, a very smooth glass floor and a very smooth ball we will take and let the ball roll on the floor, then what happen? The ball will roll for a very long distance. Okay, but if on other side we take a rough surface and let the ball roll on the surface, then what happen? The ball will cover a small distance and then it stops. So why is it stopping there? Because of frictional force applied by that rough surface. Okay, so whenever a ball or something is in motion, okay, on floor, so that time frictional force is there which works as the external opposing force and stops the object. Similarly, if any swing is swinging, okay, if anyone is sitting on the swing, so by applying force they can move the swing. Okay, once it is in motion it will continue in motion, but because air is present there and there is resistance of air, so that's why after some time, in the absence of external force, external accelerating force, the swing will come at rest. Okay, the swing will come at rest because of air resistance, otherwise it will continue moving. Then third one, an object continues to move along the same straight line. For this you can imagine that one ball is coming to you, that ball is coming in a straight line and you are having one bat, and when you hit the ball with the bat, the direction of the ball will change. Okay, so if you don't hit the ball, it will continue moving in the straight line and it will stop somewhere. Similarly, suppose one ball is rolling on the ground, so it will roll in the straight line until you apply an external force to change its direction. If you apply force to change direction, then only the direction will be changed. Otherwise, the ball is unable to change the direction by its own. So here we have seen that if any object is at rest, it will be at rest. If any object is in motion, it will continue in motion. And if any object is moving in a straight line, it will move in a straight line until and unless any external force is applied there to change their state of motion. So, Newton's first law basically tells us that any object is unable to change their state of motion in the absence of external force.